than the interruption. So, looks like we're broadcasting again. Welcome back, everyone. Apologies for those watching live, or you'll probably be seeing this if you're watching the VOD too. But if you're listening only in audio, you'll never know this happened because I'll edit it out. But when last we left our heroes, you're all having to cope mentally with the fact that the wizard among you has twice now made the coyotes run away when he attacks them, despite all the rest of you trying your best regardless. So once again, that was, I think we had just done Dianok's turn, correct?
Yeah.
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 And so now, were any of you going to do opportunity attacks as though that coyote flees?
They were not, no.
Okay.
I
So
think we've used them all.
yes. So now there are two that have fled and only one left, but that one is only a little bit hurt. It's still pretty hungry. Are you still prone, Canthan? Or did you stand up again?
I stood up. I stood up because I got healed before.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So there wasn't anyone prone now. Then I think I think with Dianok having stepped up to make the other one flee, it's gonna turn its eye to you, Dianok.
Okay.
So, whoops. No longer getting pack tactics though, with both of its
Yay!
companions.
Yay!
fled. Yeah. But it still gets a 17.
Gonna cast shield.
All right.
Bring my AC up to 20.
I want to just
Temporary.
briefly suggest that the image Dianok has as this coyote's teeth grate against your magical shield. Has everyone seen the cartoon Over the Garden Wall? If you haven't, you should because it's amazing. But in the very first episode of that, there is a shot of like a wolf-like creature reaching its head into a barrel as its jaws open. It's terrifying. And so even though you're saved by your shield, you're seeing this coyote's jaws like...
So actually, it's like, but actually almost like the biting on the wand as a just putting that in its mouth. Like that kind of the...
Oh, okay.
How the magic comes up.
All right. Well, or it could be like I said.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all right, but it's fine. So in any case, though, that the one coyote it makes its attack and it is thwarted by your shield. So that would make it Flounce's turn.
Okay. One last shot at this coyote with the glaive. And that is a 19.
A 19 will hit.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
Okay, so...
See, that's why I had to restart, was so that you guys
Yeah.
can start getting better rolls.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
so the thing is that I have, because of Giant Smite, I get an extra d6 to my damage roll.
Nice.
Actually, let me double check and make sure that that's a d6 and not a d6 plus something. Yeah, so it's an extra d6.
Okay.
So that is a grand total of 14
Nice.
points of damage.
Nice.
Okay.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, that coyote is now also pretty hurt. It doesn't quite look like it's on the verge of running, but very close.
Flee. Flee.
Yes, Axel. All right, a 19 hits. For 4. All right.
And it has to make another saving throw.
And that's wisdom again for that? What's
Jason,
the chill
you're-
touch
you're-
save?
You're muted, Jason.
No, I think
It's
that's not a save. That's an attack roll. So it's a.
Oh, it's from the it's from the form. It's a DC 13 wisdom.
Does it though? But you had to hit. It's an attack roll, right? So you hit.
Yeah.
So you get it. I don't. Oh no. Oh, I see. I see. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Unrelated thing. All right. Okay. Yeah. It gets a dirty 20. But it seems sufficiently frightened by being additionally injured that it looks like it's starting to try to like look around and see where it might run for leaving. Okay, so Canthan, it is up to you.
I'm going to maneuver so that it has to go past me if it's going to run. Kind of
Okay.
get around it, and yeah, give it a whack here. 17.
Hits.
13 damage.
You slay that coyote. Tell me how you do it.
Oh man, that
Yay!
the axe blade of the halberd just comes down alongside its spine on its back and just cleaves away a section of its rib cage. And then he flings it to the side and shakes off the blood from the blade. Ah!
Yeah. So
He's-
this coyote is dead on the ground before you. You hear the whining yelps of the other two receding into the distance. You are victorious.
What happened to the farmers they were chasing, though?
Well, they kept running.
Okay.
They
Wouldn't
decided
you?
to not stick around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However, you were nearby a farm, so that seems like a likely destination for them.
Dianok is going to go ahead and just, basically take off one of the toes of that.
Okay, one of the claws.
Pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just the claw, or the whole toe.
Well, the toe. Basically, get another piece for
Sure.
the
Yeah.
dangle.
Yeah, and
Nice.
this has been a real hard fight. I am taking out a knife and digging out a couple of its canine teeth.
Mm-hmm. They're big,
Yeah.
big teeth.
Let's see here. I've got a couple spell slots left. So,
Who's
the
yeah,
the
I got a
very
couple up too.
the very rotten looking rabbit calls you all over
Yeah.
and has a handful of berries. And so there is, what's it, 5 of us, so that's 2 apiece.
I don't need any.
Oh yes. Yes.
I
The
also
wizard-
managed not to get hit in this mess.
The wizard caused 2 to flee and actually took no real damage.
Yeah.
The bard
Yeah.
did not do as well as the wizard, but did not get hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone says thank you very much.
Yeah, so are you hurt, Xenophon?
No, not at all. I've never
Okay,
got
so-
attacked.
Awesome. So then I will gladly give since it's 10 of them,
Mhm.
I'll give 4 to Canthan, 3 to Flounce, and a 1 for myself. And
So what
one-
does good berries
Thank you.
each do?
It's
One-
one hit. It's 1 hit point each, and they sustain you for food for a day, 24 hours.
Yeah, so
Well, that's
like
not bad.
in it's like Lembas bread in that way, or in theory,
How many do you eat? 4.
Yep.
So I think the point is that like you would not starve. It doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily stop you from feeling completely hungry. I would imagine. I don't know. Maybe it's magic. So in any case,
Yep. And now Flounce is small again.
mhm.
And, yes, and Exo doesn't look as rotten anymore.
Mhm.
Still slightly sickly though, and not too healthy because he only has 8 hit points.
Yeah. So I think as things kind of quiet down, I think you hear Lady Dre calling from outside of the corn, just saying, "You all right? Everything okay?"
Yeah, barely. We drag ourselves back to the wagon.
Yeah. So as you come out and return to where this farmhouse is and back to the wagon, you see they're standing alongside. Let's see. I don't think he has his own handout. You see this farmer that you had spotted running away from the coyotes in the first place, standing there with Proclaimer Ward and Lady Dre, and he looks to you and says, I don't know how else to thank you all. You saved my life. feel free to come in and like water your horses, refresh yourselves. I don't have much, but you're welcome to stay here as long as you like. I mean, I owe you my life. I was just talking with your friends here, and they told me a little bit about why you come out this way. And Proclaimer Ward says, apparently Kiana's farm and her pact is only another mile down the road.
Perhaps
let's
a
see if we can
breather,
make that. Yeah.
a short breather would be good to refresh some of our capabilities.
Yeah, and so the farmer is just saying, of course. My name's Polder. Some folks call me Uncle Polder, but whatever you need, like you can stay as long as you like. I mean, it's dangerous around here. I think as you can see, and I certainly, my hope was to get back into the house and shut it before they caught up with me, but I don't think I was going to make it if you hadn't intervened.
Well, let's take a short rest.
Yes.
So as you're all, getting inside this simple little farmstead, wood frame, single story building with a large porch bounded by trees, and you can see that there's a few other farmhouses in the surrounding vicinity that were all part of this pact, as opposed to the next one over, which is the one that Kiana is at. And he tells you, so he's kind of catching up with you, and so feel free to ask him any questions you like. But he tells you that, he knows who Kiana is, and hasn't talked to her recently, but she's just, her farm and her pact is just a mile up the road.
Out in the ribbon, we had some farmers show up with red eyes who were attacking people, and they were under some kind of magical compulsion. Has anything like that happened around here?
I mean, I can't say I've heard of anything like that. It sounds pretty scary to me, but I don't know anything about that. One just brief mechanical note, Xenophon, you can probably do your Song of Rest to let
yes,
people
I can.
get
I'm not
extra.
used to playing bards. You're absolutely right. So as everyone's resting, Xenophon is basically telling a story. So thanks to where's that? Pictures and check. Thanks to the Song of Rest, everyone gains an additional 1d6 of hit points that are using they were spending hit dice. Thank you, Christiana. I'm not used to playing bards.
Yeah. So he says, your friends here, the Proclaimer and Lady Dre, told me a little bit about what happened out there in Promise. But I haven't heard about anything like that.
Have you heard of any people going missing from these pacts?
No, not well. Like I said, I mean, we mostly stick close to our own pacts. There hasn't been any problem like that here in ours, and we connect with the others sometimes, but I haven't talked to anyone at Kiana's pact recently, so I guess I wouldn't know from there. But I try to keep an eye on the people that come through, just because I think, as you've been able to see, there's it can be dangerous out here, and not everyone's fit for this kind of life. And I actually, when Kiana first came through, I wasn't really too sure what to think about her. She seemed to kind of have some things on her mind besides farming. But, I mean, last time I talked to her, she seemed happy. She was really happy that someone named Cully was coming to see her. And she just seemed like she's settling in just really fine. So I don't know. I haven't heard anything about missing people, though.
And Exel pipes up and says, who was coming to visit her?
I mean, I gathered it was a friend, but named Cully.
Cully.
He looks around at everybody else and says, wait, isn't that the one that drowned?
That
What
is
now?
the name. That is the name from the Awakening song for sure.
And Proclaimer Ward, I think, sings that one little line again, and Polder is like, "Well, gosh, that's unsettling. I mean, that's
To to name someone after someone who died in the Awakening song.
And I mean, the way she was talking about this person, she was excited that they were coming to see her soon.
Perhaps.
I thought she meant someone was coming out from Promise.
There's something very
I
odd
think
going
we
on
need to
here.
go talk to her.
Yeah, she was
Yes.
expected. She was expected in Promise for the Awakening,
And did not
according
come.
to what Aunt Delia said.
Yeah. And Delia also said that she lost her friend Quilly or Keely when she was young. So
Yeah, I mean, I knew when I first met her that she had kind of a sad way about her, but I thought that she was gonna, I just assumed that she, had her troubles like everybody, but I don't know what to make of what you're telling me now.
Perhaps. Well, then I think we need to move on, since now that we've had some time to rest and recover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, if you need to stay here any longer, that's fine. If you want to stop here on your way back, that's fine too. Like I said, I don't have much else that I can give you, but I sure do appreciate you helping out the way you did.
Shelter is
Certainly.
good response.
Mm-hmm. All right. So are you all? You've completed your short rest, but are you gonna go ahead and head on?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's the plan.
All right. So.
Wow. There's some very unusual things going on in these packs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So as you continue on your journey, there's not once you've made it about a mile, like you've noticed that the landscape is changing some around you. The open fields have all but vanished behind sparse woods at the far edge of the rattle. The air smells stagnant and carries the taste of metal. Through the trees, multiple small farmhouses hunch amid a patch of green fields. Suddenly, the ground begins to shake, causing the road ahead to ripple. But just as quickly as it started, the shaking fades away.
Was that a chaos storm?
Someone
Felt
can
like
make
an
a nature
earthquake.
check if you'd like.
Yeah. Natural one.
Okay. So certainly it seemed like it was something under the ground. Proclaimer Ward says Lady Dre says, it's been true that sometimes people will report sightings of boulettes around these parts. They burrow under the ground, but I don't know. I mean, those are usually, boulettes are pretty big. That didn't quite seem like boulette to me.
I'll look at the Dianok. Are there other burrowing creatures that we might encounter that you know of?
Do I know of any other?
Well, I mean, you already failed your nature check.
Right. But I don't know he
that.
did that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think nothing's coming to mind.
No,
You don't know this territory. This landscape's very different from where you grew up.
This is a very different place than where I come from.
Mm.
Okay. But that is a very good question. Lady Dre and Proclaimer Ward, can you provide any additional information on the
Well, I did just point out the only
Yeah.
thing I know of that travels under the ground like that is a boulette,
Right.
but those are big, so this seemed like not that. I don't know
Yeah,
what else to tell you.
No, I meant other things.
Like what?
There is-
Dire birds.
Oh, like what other things are in the rattle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could list, but none of them are underground.
Okay.
do we see any, since you traveled about a mile, do we see any structures nearby for
Yeah, no.
this
So
guy?
you have basically just you felt that shaking just as you were starting to see some farmhouses ahead in the distance.
Uh,
Perhaps
can I make? Can I make a perception to see if I see anyone moving around outside in the farm, or are we not close?
You're still too far away.
Okay.
In fact, I mean, you can kind of just barely see the structures in the distance. It's like so. It, you've got probably another 10 minutes before you'll actually be there.
Okay.
But you go ahead and continue, I imagine.
yes,
Indeed.
keeping aware of anything that might be
Yeah.
hopefully trying to sneak up.
Is everybody keeping a lookout? I mean, like you know,
Yeah.
it's not
Oh, yeah.
trivial for everyone to sort of be like hovering on the edge of the cart, but
Oh yeah, well, definitely with
Hmm?
my perception, yeah.
well, it's a good thing because not you know, like 7 or 8 minutes later, there is another tremor, and this time suddenly a 10-foot deep sinkhole opens directly beneath the wagon, and everybody needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy.
Oh
Oh
no.
boy. 13.
Actually, you do get advantage if you were like specifically on the lookout for sinkholes and unstable ground.
22.
Let's see. Hold on. one second.
15. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
And-
I have a
and-
thing.
Yeah, you. That's what I was actually just looking up.
The lucky footwork.
Yep.
So
Lucky
it looks
buttons.
like everyone who's
D4.
got-
okay. So if you didn't get a 15 or better, you're going to be taking 4 bludgeoning damage as you fall to the bottom of the sinkhole.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a cumulative 18 for me.
Okay. Yeah. So if you avoid that, then you are able to kind of hop out of the wagon before it tumbles into the sinkhole. Lady Dre and Proclaimer Ward have, you know, some minor bruising, but they're otherwise able to climb out too. But the horses thankfully didn't get injured or fall in, but the wagon is currently like fallen sideways into this 10-foot hole.
Along with Canthan, who did not make a save.
Yeah.
So did-
Neither did Ixel. He took 4.
The Dianok.
Yeah. Well, so the point is, though, that you're mostly fine except for that 4 damage, and you can climb up the wagon to get out.
All right.
Yeah.
But the wagon is stuck.
Right.
I think Lady Dre starts looking up at the trees nearby, and she says, you know, I have some rope around here, and I think some of these tree branches are sturdy enough that with the horse's help, I think we can pull that wagon out, but it's going to take a little bit.
Like
You know,
a
maybe
pulley,
you all
yeah.
should just go ahead without me and check out what those farmhouses
let's
are hiding.
let's do that. Let's do that.
And Proclaimer
Okay.
Ward also stays to help
If
with the
you're
wagon.
certain, this is dangerous country.
Mhm.
Keep an eye
Um,
out for a
I don't think we want to
Anything?
delay.
Yeah.
And we all want to
Yeah,
split
this
the
is-
party.
yes.
Yeah. Is anyone like investigating the hole before you leave?
I think Dianok would.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Right thing.
Yeah, let's see if we can find anything interesting.
I should. Is someone gonna just assist or roll their own?
Yeah,
I'm gonna-
I think
I'm
you've
gonna roll
got
my own.
assists.
Okay.
Or all right, so Flounce will assist.
That is a 21.
No,
Okay.
I should have helped instead. I didn't do it.
What you find is that it seems like there are a whole bunch of little tiny tunnels. But one of the things that is extra strange is that here and there, amongst the various places that holes are sort of tunneled in, are what look like humanoid handprints.
Now that is unusual.
But these little tunnels are like they're big enough to like stick your arm in, but a whole person definitely couldn't fit.
disturbing.
Do we have that drawing of the hands?
I don't know. Did you take it from Aunt Deli? I mean, you could certainly remember it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have
I
taken
mean,
it.
what that drawing showed was hands reaching out from the surface
Yeah.
of the water. Yeah. But in any case, yeah, so that's what you see when you investigate the hole. Are you proceeding on to the farmhouses?
Perhaps when basically testing the size of the hole, Dianoc would have stuck their hand under in one of them, and if nothing happened, then just like that is really unusual.
I mean,
That's-
the tunnels are not like, like they're not full like burrow tunnels, but something like looked like it dug through and it's kind of collapsed because it's not really like a full tunnel. Something sort of dug through, and there's a few places where you can sort of see openings of it that don't extend very far before it collapses again.
Okay.
But clearly something dug out a sinkhole almost like a trap.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think something is expecting us to come.
Mm-hmm.
Expecting
Or-
someone to come.
Or doesn't want someone to come.
Yeah. So, as you are approaching the farm, I have a handout for you. This handout is called X Marks the Spot. And you can see one of these little handout houses looking kind of run down here.
Ooh.
That is not a happy looking bird.
And so, like, there's these houses are run down. You can see that at least the nearest one to you, at least, seems to have a large and muddy red X sloppily painted on the wall. There's like 7 different farmhouses kind of loosely gathered here, each about 1/8 of a mile apart.
I think
This is definitely the pact that Polder told you about. You're sure this is the one, but you don't know which house was hers.
Well,
The X is the X is a sign of disease or contagion or
Good question.
perhaps
I think it's worth having a look.
go ahead and knock on the door of one of them.
Would it be a perception or survival to see if there's any more pitfalls like the one we ran across on the road?
Well, I'll say that you're going ahead and you are very carefully kind of watching the ground as you go by, and you're definitely noticing. Hang on, let me. Make another perception check. 18. Yeah, especially with your extra attention to the ground here, what you're seeing are several little sort of here and there, these weird little sort of raised bumps, like Bugs Bunny's tunnels do, that look like something small is sort of tunneling through the dirt here and there. You can also see that a lot of the plants around this particular farm, these farms look sickly, but it's also not necessarily too far a leap to conclude that they might look bad because there are things tunneling through the ground all over the place.
All right.
But yeah, so are you approaching the house?
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
As suggested, you go to knock on the door, and like at the briefest tap, it goes because it wasn't even latched.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you look inside here, and this in this first house, the windows are shattered, and the shards of glass are spattered with dried blood. You don't find anyone inside. The accumulation of dust makes it clear that it doesn't look like anybody has been here for, days at least.
Is the glass shattered in or out?
It looks like both.
Okay.
Like not like it's not consistent between the different windows.
Okay.
Some in,
Let's-
some out.
Let's go see if we can find some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you checking kind of each house as you go?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next house also has a red X on it. And in that house, you find that there's clothing and various belongings like strewn all over the room, but they're all covered in that like crimson mud.
Is this the same color of the dirt in the ribbon?
Yeah.
But we're outside the ribbon at this point.
Hmm?
Something has brought the dirt here.
Or something just dug from the ribbon to here. That's, yeah. I see where you're going with the Enoch.
Well,
So far,
and no sign of the people themselves.
Yeah. No one to be found in that next house.
let's keep looking in the
Yeah,
house
so
and
let's
see if
check
we can
it.
find someone.
Yeah.
The next house likewise has an X painted on it. And this one has some signs of people, but what you find are human bones freshly gnawed by animals littering the floor of each room, like scattered.
Ooh.
This has gotten creepy.
Yeah, that's
I would
not
like
good.
to. I would like to check to see if I can tell what type of animal was gnawing on them.
That would probably be either a nature or a survival check.
I will go with survival.
Okay.
22.
Okay. The gnawing actually doesn't look out of place with what you might expect for if a human body were left exposed to the wilds and normal sort of scavenging creatures were to get at it. That's what it looks like.
So they've been here a while.
Yes, especially if they were cleaned this thoroughly.
Mm-hmm. As you move on, the next house, once again, red X painted on the side, and in this house, once again, you find no evidence of people. But in this house, there's one big wall that has a strange image painted on the wall in the red mud, and it depicts either a cluster of arms with no central body or repeating and then there's red handprints all over it.
Didn't you see handprints in the crater, Enoch?
Yeah. Are these like the same size of handprints as?
Yeah, I mean it's like humanoid sized handprints.
I don't like this.
I don't blame you.
Lots of grasping hands and digging hands and.
How many more houses in the pact are there?
Well, so there's 7 total. You've looked at 4, but I think one of the things that you notice as you're kind of looking at the remaining 3 is that 2 of them have these same red X painted on them, and 1 of them does not.
Let us go to the one without an X, friends.
And I think
Perhaps, maybe. Well, Xenophon, maybe you'll find someone to give you a round of applause.
Well, now we're going to go to a map.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, that's
Got
not
that.
exactly
Yeah.
reassuring.
All right. So, as you are, does everyone see the map?
Yep.
Yes.
yes.
All right. So, here, let me also fade out the GM overlay stuff. So, as you're approaching this one, this large farmhouse appears abandoned like the smaller houses around it, but no X marks it. Farming implements lie abandoned in the mud, and wild plants have grown up to the house's faded wooden porch. The crops in the surrounding field appear sickly. And one of the things that you notice in the yard is that this house's yard is muddy red clay. Several rusty shovels and rakes lie scattered about.
That's different from the other houses?
Well, I think to clarify here, the ribbon is known for being all that type of red soil.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily mean that that type of soil is not found anywhere else. It's just like a vein of it, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
Right? But here, to be sure, seems exclusively that sort of red clay as opposed to the other places where it's more varied.
Okay.
Are like the windows and things intact in this house?
Yes, but the shutters are closed.
Well, I think
Canthan, with your passive perception,
yeah.
you catch that one of the pitchforks is stuck into the ground, like upright rather than laying down.
Mm-hmm.
And as you kind of glance at that, you realize that it has pinned to the ground the severed hand of a young woman.
Oh boy.
All right. This is getting more and more serious. We're gonna go up to that front door.
All right. So the this porch, large wooden porch, wraps around the front and one side of the farmhouse. The planks creak ominously when stepped on. And there is a window that has no shutters, but there are curtains inside that are closed. And you see that the front door, like some of those other farmhouses, is not latched. Like it's mostly closed, but it's just kind of ajar, just like an inch or so.
Okay. I'll push it open and say, anybody home?
All right.
We come in peace.
Yeah.
We hope
So-
to not leave in pieces.
Yeah. So, you know.
No, I was thinking the exact same thing.
So you are open to find a hallway there with doors to other rooms kind of on your left and right, and then ahead, and you can sort of check any of these rooms that you like.
Check this door because it's right there.
Mm-hmm. All right. And so in the furniture in this living room is haphazardly arranged and looks close to falling apart. Beneath, the floor is covered in hundreds of handprints painted using crimson mud.
Somebody really likes that mud. I'm gonna open this door on the right.
Is anyone looking closely at the pattern, or you're just saying, "Oh,
Yeah,
more handprints"?
I'm
moving on?
gonna take a closer look at it. Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. 5.
Okay, yeah, it's a bunch of handprints.
Huh.
Sure. And then Canthan, you're looking at the door on the right there?
Yeah.
And so in there, this is a bedroom. There's a bed and a writing desk for a single occupant. Most of the space is neat and orderly, but the desk is strewn with art supplies and scraps of paper bearing fragmented images.
I'm gonna go over and look through those scraps. Seem to be in the same style as the.
Yes, very
drawing
much
here?
so. There's lots of drawings very much in that same style, and you see lots of repeating images of hands, lakes, wide eyes looking up through water. And then the biggest one shows a pair of eyes with handprints for pupils. There's also a chest in the room when you get in there closer.
These are windows with shutters here.
Yeah, I mean, you can open them, but it's the porch on that side.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to-
I'm gonna look in that chest.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna call out again and say, "Hi, we hope everybody here is safe. Any signs of life? Pretty please."
You do that, and the wind howls mournfully outside the farmhouse.
There is no X, but it looks like this place has suffered as the others have.
So inside the chest in the bedroom, it's unlocked, and it holds work clothes sized for a woman. And as you sort of search through it, I imagine. Kenta?
Yeah. Search, yeah.
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
As you, at first it seems like it's just clothes, but then when you're lifting up a pair of overalls, something kind of strikes you that it seems a little bit heavier than it should, and there's a tiniest little jingling sound, and you find that in one of the pockets are a bunch of rings, 13 of them, plain rings, wedding bands, formal jewelry sized for men and women.
Rings.
13 rings.
I was gonna go and open this door here.
Sure, I opened it. It just goes into the hallway again.
Okay.
Let's go here.
I'll scoop up those rings and come out and kind of show people what I found there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is where the person who drew that drawing lived, because there's a lot more drawings in that same style here, and they've been collecting these rings.
Yeah, you think the rings could probably be sold for some gold if you were inclined to do so. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps maybe find the owners if they're alive.
Yeah. You would guess that the range of value of the rings is between like 2 and 20 gold each.
I'll put them in my pocket for now.
All right.
So the
So Xenophon opens the northeast door and finds a dining room. A long plain table, a wooden sideboard, and several chairs lie shattered on the floor. The debris is streaked with crimson stains. And as you kind of step into the room a little bit, you hear just a little bit of a scratching sound under the table.
I think there's something in here, friends. I need someone small.
Do you bend down to look under the table?
No.
You're just standing there hearing scratching sounds under the table, and you're not looking under the table.
Yes.
All right.
So someone small is...
He's going to send the bunny to look under the table.
Yes, exactly. I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
I'm a bard, not a
It's
fighter.
like, nah. Okay, Flounce.
Go poke it with a stick.
Yeah. And so, Flounce, you go in there and you look under the table, and clinging to the underside, 6 animated severed hands are clinging to the underside of the table, and they attack. We're rolling initiative.
Woohoo! Rolling initiative.
Yeah.
My instincts were good, but...
Woo! Yeah, technically you're on top of one of them. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I think you all. Let me. We're getting duplicates of people again. So let's see.
My real one is 19.
Okay. Axel, what was your current one?
It is 14.
Okay, and then
Xenophon is 10.
okay.
Yeah.
And Flounce got a 22, fortunately.
All right.
Because you're
Yeah.
quick off the mark. That's why I sent you in.
Right. Dinok is 19 correct for you?
No,
Okay. What is it?
13.
All right. Do you see it? Does everyone see yourself on the turn tracker or no?
Yes.
No.
I do not.
Okay. Hang on.
I'll trust you.
Well, if we don't so does everyone? So hang on. Now does everybody see themselves on there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead and add your correct number on there if you don't mind.
The smile I put on my token is starting to look like a
Hey, Rictus grin.
yeah.
Like, oh God, no!
I was suddenly, especially given the presence of undead severed hands, I was suddenly thinking Bruce Campbell and Evil Dead 2. I mean, there's literally the one shot of him doing almost exactly that face. Anyway, Flounce, you are up first as you look under the table and there's 6 undead severed hands, and they're scritching around under the table like spiders.
Ew, kill it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna poke it with the sword.
All right. The one directly in front of you, I assume?
Yep. And that is a 14 to hit.
Okay. I believe it does. Hang on. Let me get their stats up. Oh, and there's also a handout for you. These things are called
a hand.
crawling claws is what they
Oh,
these are.
Yep.
It's a handout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, a 14 hits.
Okay. So, longsword double-handed.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 6.
Yeah, you just chop that one in half. It's just a hand. It's not very tough. So.
Double ew!
Yeah.
Gross. And she will, let's see. She's going to move this way.
All right.
In order to free up space.
Sure.
At the door if someone else wants to come in, take a swipe at these.
Yeah. All right. Kanthan, you're up next.
All right, I am going to pull out my 2 hand axes and take a whack at one with.
Seems like a good choice of weapon.
Oh,
Especially designed for purpose. I didn't know you carried around weapons just for chopping up hands, but you know.
I got an 8, which is probably going to miss.
An 8 does miss, yeah.
But I will use my bonus action for an offhand attack with the other. And that got a 6. So...
That's a natural 1, and you almost chop your own hand. You don't, but there's a moment where you're like, ha! Oh, wait, no, never. That's my hand. All right, so now it is the Crawling Claws turn. And look, there's 4 of you there in the room. Yeah, there's 1 for each of you, and then 1 to spare that we'll see what that does in a moment. So first against Dianok, it's a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And it does 3 bludgeoning slashing as it's just clawing at you. It just leaps off the table and it's like clawing at your neck. Next is against Xenophon.
Yep.
Wow, these are some good rolls for them. 21 again to hit for another 3 slashing damage for you.
Ow, ow, ow.
Mm-hmm. Kanthan gets a dirty 20 to hit.
Oh!
And you get 5 slashing damage.
Oh.
I think, this one will be bludgeoning. As this one, you're expecting it to leap and slash at your face like it did for the others. You like put your hands up to block it from your face, and it forms a fist and punches you in the stomach.
Oh, it's Evil Dead. Oh God.
Yeah. And then 1 for you, Flounce. I think you're gonna get 2. Well, know what? I think. Yeah, because they're tiny, they can both share 1 square technically.
That's fine.
Yeah, so you're getting 2. The first one only gets an 8, and then the second one gets a 19.
That one hits.
For 3 slashing damage.
Man, the monsters are just rolling so well.
And we're rolling just so
All
poorly.
right, so now it's Exel's turn, and I think you were like, this house was just ominously quiet a second ago, and now everybody's screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move up a little bit. Can I see the one fighting right there in the doorway?
I think you'll probably have it'll have 3/4 cover.
Right. That's fine. what does that add to their AC?
It'll add 5 to their AC.
Whew, that's much. Well, we'll try it anyway. Chill touch.
All right.
Ooh, that's
yeah, and an 11 isn't enough, unfortunately. It skitters out of the way back under the table.
right. So with that, I will end my turn and keep a lookout to see if there's any other hands about.
All right. Dianok, your turn.
Okay. Well, there's 2 of them that are going right for me and Xenophon. And so danger close, and just pop an acid bubble kind of right in front of us. And...
Sure. And that's dexterity save?
Yep.
All right, making 2 of those. The first one is going to fail with a 2, or excuse me, with a 5. And then the second one also gets a 9, so they both fail.
Come on. 1.
Oh, no!
Oh, God.
Guess how many hit points these things have?
1?
2.
Oh, my God.
So they are burned, and they make weird little squeaky, hissy sounds as the flesh that was already rotting starts to slough off, but they continue skittering around.
With what mouths?
It's not like making a mouth sound. It's like the sound
Rubbing
of the
bones
flesh
together.
hissing off of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's like the sounds that the zombie in Hocus Pocus makes when he like pulls his head off and stuff.
Okay.
All right, so that was Dianok's turn. Anything else, or are you gonna like stay where you are?
I'm just going to stay where I am.
All right. So that makes it your turn, Xenophon.
Okay, I'm going to pull out a dagger and stab at this thing that's attacking me with, like, die, 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 you dying, you claw of doom. You're going to get stabbed. Here comes my dagger. Boom. So that is a 17.
A 17 hits for sure.
So that is 3 points of damage.
Yeah, you killed that one.
Probably actually cannot do small enough damage to
Not kill.
them.
Yeah.
Well,
That one
You
only
can.
had 1 hit point. Yeah. Well, yeah, like ironically, the total amount of damage would have killed one of them, but you spread it out over 2. But yeah, so are you staying where you are, Xenophon?
I'm going to move up here so that our friend the Warlock can come in to help.
All right. Well, Warlock Ranger.
Warlock Ranger, yes.
Although with how gross they looked in the cornfield fight, maybe Warlock's still prominent to mind.
Yes.
Yeah. Flounce, you're up.
Okay. Well, the longsword seemed to work that time, so I'm going to poke the other one.
Yep.
Poke one of the ones in front of me.
Well, let's
with
see.
the longsword again. Let's see if it works. And that is a 14 to hit again.
Hits.
For 12 points of damage.
That one, it's like obliterated.
Angry bunny.
Yeah. I said, ew. Yeah. Hold on. Do I have I do have a bonus action, but I can't do it because I'm having to two-hand the longsword. Okay. So that's at least 1 down.
All right. Yep. Are you going to stay in that spot?
Yep. I think I'm pretty good.
All right. Kanthan.
I
Just sucker punched you. You going to let it get away with that?
No, in fact, I'm going to use my last fighting spirit to get advantage on these attacks and to give myself some temporary hit points.
All right.
So first hand axe, 17 to hit.
17 does hit.
7 points of damage should obliterate that one.
Squish. Yeah.
And then I'll step forward and go for the other one that was attacking Flounce with my offhand. 23 to hit.
Yeah.
And I need to roll just a regular 1d6. 3 points of damage on that.
Yeah, I'm just moving them around because one of the one was
Yeah.
the one for the initiative tracker. Yeah, you killed that one.
Okay.
All right,
And
so
you know what? I will take the rest of my move to get over here to perhaps provoke the attack of the last one.
okay, you're trying to draw its attention.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'll say that you succeed, and it tries to attack you, and it gets an 8.
Okay. Just bat it away with one of my axes.
You discover that it's in its acid burned state. It's not quite so agile on its little fingers.
Yeah.
What I just suddenly flashed on is in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where Benny the cab rolls through the puddle of dip, so his tires are just a little bit melted, and he's like walking like, oh, anyway, that makes it Exel's turn.
You know what? I don't want to go in a tight room with weird hand things in it. But there is another door.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go take a listen at that door to see if I hear any more skittering or movement on the other side.
All right, go ahead and make a perception check.
Let's see. 15.
You hear nothing in there. If there's anything in there, it's not moving around.
Okay, that's good at least.
All right, so Dianok, your turn.
I'm gonna try and splash the remaining one again because.
Mm-hmm.
So
oh right,
another
so
dex.
another dex save. It fails, and it only had 1 hit point left, so I think you dissolve
But
it.
it done 3.
Yeah. And you can you see it sort of spasming around with the acid, and then if any of you understood undead sign language, it would be signing what a world, what a world, what a world. And you have dispatched the last of the crawling claws in this room.
With claws.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So is there one in reasonably good shape? I mean, I know that Captain and I
I mean, they were obviously undead before. They were not in great
Right.
shape already, but I mean,
I wanted to have, like, you know, the first one that I maybe cut in half, I could, you know, take the pieces and show to Ward.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So that he could see, you know.
Yeah, I think there's enough that you could like pick up like one of them cut in half. You could take the 2 pieces, for example. But you
Yeah.
feel like it's not going to last long because it was already decaying and something was animating it, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna open the store.
all right.
Oh yeah.
So before I move the thing, so you see in there, it's a kitchen. This kitchen has been torn apart. Pots and pans are scattered everywhere, and rotting food streaks the floorboards. But perhaps more relevant is the 4 farmers just standing in there, standing all 4 like in a little circle facing each other, just standing there motionless.
Hello?
I'm gonna cast sleep.
Okay.
This wizard fires first.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your the dice for sleep.
78. 33.
Okay. 33 is enough for 3 of them, as the 3 of them just kind of slowly sag to the ground. All 4 of them were holding a sharp knife or farming implement. You see one of them actually, like, it doesn't wake them up, but they sort of just like sag, and it just like accidentally cut their own leg just a little bit with the knife. Not bad, just, you know, this is flavor, not mechanics. But 3 of them sort of sag down, but the last one still just continues standing there staring.
Then I'm going to I point at the last one and go whoop whoop whoop, and hideous laughter on it.
What?
Hideous laughter.
You're doing 2 turns worth of
Or
stealth.
I guess we're in initiative. So
well, what I'm telling you is that other one isn't even doing anything. You didn't give them a chance to do anything, and even when you cast sleep on the other 3, the 4th one just continues standing there staring.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna step
but
into
yeah,
the
you
room.
don't get to do 2 turns worth of stuff without letting
I'll
other
let
people
someone
act.
else do
And
stuff, so.
yeah,
Yes, I'm gonna step to the one that's not asleep and like snap my fingers right by their ear.
yeah, nothing. They just
Nothing.
stare. I mean, they're clearly breathing, but and you notice that their eyes look like the farmers.
That was my next step.
products.
Is
Yeah.
their eyes right? Okay, there are. Okay, so I'll turn to my companions. I believe they're under the same compulsion or
Yeah.
spell, just not acting
Mhm.
or being controlled currently.
They do look in rough shape. Like, for example, they've been controlled for several days and are not like eating or sleeping or anything like that.
Well,
Um,
I've got some rope if you want to tie these guys up.
Yeah, that was my thought, that we
Yeah.
go ahead and get these guys back to
The cart.
the cart and back to town, so that at least, if there's someone in town that can maybe help them while we continue investigating.
While you're in there kind of looking at them, trying to make those decisions, you realize that there's also in the corner of this room, there's a pantry. The foodstuffs and supplies that once filled the pantry have been ransacked, and a large cupboard stands open. And you also, once you open the door the rest of the way, because it was just open a crack, once you open it the rest of the way, you can see that a trap door in the pantry's floor opens to reveal a 10-foot tall ladder descending into a darkened cold storage cellar, and the stench of something rotting rises from below.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay, so maybe get these guys to the wagon and get them back on their way back to town, and then we figure out what's going on.
yeah. Let's. Well, okay, how about if we tie them up first,
And go under.
and then go down the cellar? They'll keep while we go look.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yep.
And then we can make sure to put the knives and stuff in a different room.
So even as I assume that you do so gently, but as you
Yes.
gently bind them, my mom keeps calling me on the cell, even though she, anyway, unrelated. You guys don't need to worry about that. As you bind them, they just still don't react. Even the ones that were put to sleep by the spell, like even as they wake up, they are just completely non-reactive. And so we'll say, like, what, you drag them into the living room or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good place to start.
All right. And so they are all four, like, how are you tying up? Like their hands and feet, or?
Yeah, because I have 50 foot of rope, so we can, if we want to cut it, so we can bind their feet and hands.
All right. Just make a note that you're cutting it up, so you will not still have 50 feet of rope unless you go buy more rope. But
Yep.
but yeah, they don't resist. They just keep staring with those like red tiered eyes.
I am going to head into that.
Down into
Steal my stomach and you know what? I am going to reach into my cooking supplies and pull out something really potent as far as spices are concerned, and kind of rub it under my nose to try to get a little bit of something else in there.
Yeah.
Probably won't help much, but I'm gonna do that and head down the down the pit.
Yeah.
Trapdoor.
Actually, I think Flounce is going to go to the front door
Okay.
and kind of wave over to Lady Dre
Oh.
and
Remember, they were still working on getting the cart out of the hole, and they were a few minutes. They're like several minutes walk away because there was a few minutes
Yeah.
away from that first house, and then you kind of. So
Yeah.
they're almost a mile away.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
I just kind of go over there to look, so
Perhaps-
I'll be the last one down the
Okay.
down the ladder.
Maybe perhaps we could leave a note on the door. Say, survivors in here, and
You're talking like you don't expect to come back out.
well,
Yeah.
in
That-
case they show up before we
After a
come
fight
back.
with the coyotes, wouldn't you?
Well, if you've got
Yeah, I got.
if you've got paper and pen, then go ahead. I don't.
Well, so in any case, as you are the first person to go down the ladder, Canthan, you find shelves bearing root vegetables and other foodstuffs lining the walls of this unfinished cellar. The south wall has partially collapsed, revealing a dark, narrow tunnel. And the smell is worse down here, although the spices and stuff that you put in your nose helps in the sense that now you smell spices and rotting something. But you also hear very faintly the sound of a woman singing from down that tunnel. Like you could just barely hear it.
Guys, there's someone alive down here.
I will. I'll go next down the hole.
All right.
Yeah, I've still got my cleavers out, and I'm gonna head down the hole first.
Well, are you
Yeah,
going to
I'll
wait
go-
for everyone to be down the ladder, or? I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
you
well,
can move
it's-
yourself. I don't need it.
Yeah.
That, but, yeah.
Flounce, are you taking up the rear then?
Yeah, I'm at the rear.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I can move you all down there.
Okay, here we are.
So I think none of the rest of you hear the singing. You definitely smell the smell.
I hear someone singing.
I don't.
And I will follow behind our man Canthan.
Yeah. You do all start to hear the singing as you get a little further down the tunnel. It was just literally Canthan only just barely made the perception threshold to hear it right away. So like he's got the highest. So it's like there's nothing sinister there, although you all hear it as you start to move down the tunnel. So as you're creeping around the tunnel, I think the map doesn't have it as dark here. But in fact, as you are coming around the tunnel, you see that there is actually light coming from the other side. Looks like someone might have a lantern at the other end of this tunnel.
Okay, well, if there's enough light to see well enough to walk, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right. And so as you are making your way through, there is going to be that final curve that you come around. Are you just going ahead and going on through?
Sure.
Okay.
As you know.
Yeah. The tunnel opens into a lantern-lit, packed dirt chamber where the cause of the stench becomes apparent. A dozen bodies lie strewn across the floor, all wearing the clothes of farmers. Many of their limbs have been cleanly removed and set into a sizable pile on the far side of the cavern. In the center of the room, a young woman is singing, and we have a handout for you that I will have in a moment anyway, once it loads. This is the handout, Kiana.
Let's see.
Yes. So she is singing, but as she, as you look at her, Canthan, you're the first to see her. She looks like she's kind of just staring into the middle distance or seeing something that you don't see, almost dreamlike. Like she's holding this knife, but in kind of a loose, unfocused way. And you notice as she kind of turns to look at you that her eyes are not crimson like the other farmers. But when she sees you, she just says, "Oh, please go. You shouldn't be here."
Why shouldn't we be here?
Are you all kind of coming into the?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, look at all you shouldn't.
What
No,
happened here?
it's well, it's a lot of things. I don't know. You shouldn't be here when he comes, but you should meet my friend Cully. He's so nice. He's great, but you don't want to. He's sleeping right now, and I need to keep singing my song to keep him quiet. But I'm so tired. So tired.
Oh, tell us about your friend Cully that you're singing about.
Oh, Cully. Cully was my best friend, but he drowned in the lake. I couldn't save him. They dragged, but he's coming though. He's better now. He didn't drown because I saved him. I saved him. And something I meant to mention, but I didn't, is that as you were hearing the song a little more clearly, she was singing the verse about the drownings at Cradle Lace Lake, except she had changed the words to say that she saved him.
Exel speaks up and says, "Your godmother wants you to come back."
Oh, Deli, Aunt Deli, she's so nice. She's so good to me. I'm sad that she felt like she needed to send you because you shouldn't be here. You need to go.
Why should we go?
It's nice. You shouldn't be here. He's gonna be mad. He's gonna wake up. He's gonna be mad. But you should meet him because he's so nice.
Who's going to be mad?
Golly.
Why would he be mad?
Well, I don't know. I mean, why would he be mad? He's so nice. He's my best friend. He's gonna be glad to meet you, and he'll tell you what to do, like he told the others to do.
What did he tell you to do?
Oh, he didn't tell me. He's my friend. He was so. I heard him. I heard him in the cellar, and it was so good to hear his voice again. And but so I dug in the cellar to find him, and I found this old cavern. But then when I tried to tell everyone else that he was down here, he told them to hurt each other. He told them to hurt each other, and he's gonna tell you to hurt you. That's why you have to leave. You have to leave right now. He's gonna hurt you. But he's so nice, though.
And Exel speaks up and says, "Dianoc, I think you should back away. She doesn't seem all that stable."
You think? I'm playing her effectively then.
She's most definitely not all that stable.
Yes, that your performance is very effective, Christian.
Yes.
You wouldn't happen to have another one. And he also says, "You wouldn't be able to put her to sleep, would you?"
I could probably do that, or I could at least.
Well, how about someone make an insight check?
I'll do it. I'll try. Yeah, let's go. As soon as
I
can.
think it would be appropriate for me to try as well.
Let's give it a shot.
17.
Yeah. Something that a couple of you noticed during some of all of this is that every time she is talking about saying how nice Cully is, what she's doing is she's kind of, her eyes are darting over to that weird pile of limbs.
Where is the weird pile of limbs?
It's like further back into the cavern. But like there's bodies kind of all over this room though.
I'm going to put my cleavers away and take out the halberd.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody point out the pile of limbs?
I mean, you tell me. You guys tell me what you're doing. She says, no, you need to leave. I need to start singing my song again so he doesn't wake up.
How about we get you out of here and we'll deal with Cully?
I can't.
Dianok is going to send out her mage hand and kind of poke the pile of limbs.
And Exel says, "Be careful of that one."
I think as the mage hand goes out and pokes it, one of the arms like lurches up and like snatches at it, and we're rolling initiative.
Okay.
Can you clear out the existing ones?
Yeah. I mean, it should have still worked on this one because we didn't change screens, but it's fine. Boom.
Oh.
Yeah, and I have a handout for you. This is a soul shaker.
Soul shaker.
Mm-hmm.
He's the man with the handy touch.
So yeah,
undead touch.
You all, I think, as this thing lurches into motion, it puts into new context one of the drawings that you saw in one of those farmhouses that looked like a bunch of arms with no body.
Yeah.
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 And in fact, though, I think as this is happening, you Dianok, as you poke it and it snatches at the mage hand, you hear in your head, Dianok, a voice sounding like a little kid saying, "Come play with us."
Oh, it's speaking.
Oh, Dianok, no.
Yeah.
But could you put me on the
Okay.
turn tracker?
On
Yeah.
the track.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure. All right. Go ahead and put your initiative in there, or I can do it for you, or...
I got it.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
We all rolled crap for initiative.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think Exel, you are going to be first to act. It is clear that that pile of limbs is actually undead and horrible. So what would you like to do?
Yeah, immediate chill touch.
Okay. What's the range on chill touch?
It is.
I think you might have
60
to. Oh, 60 feet. Okay, yeah, that'll work then. So it makes a saving throw, or no? That's the attack roll.
It's an attack roll.
Mhm.
11.
Hang on, 11. I think 11 does not hit. You know, it's got all of these different arms, and they sort of split away from this magical effect.
Oh boy. Nope, I'll save that for now. That'll be it.
Okay. It is now the Soul Shaker's turn. It is going to... Let's see, what does it do? Dianok, please make a... hang on. Sorry, it just occurred to me I don't have the... It didn't link me the stats for this. You're going to need to make a saving throw, but allow me to take a moment to tell you what saving throw it should be.
Okay.
You know, that'll help you.
I know what would be. Like it to be.
Friggin' autocorrect. Come on. Dear autocorrect, my autocorrect does not like made up magic words. It is a wisdom save.
Okay, that's one of the better ones. And I got a 17.
Okay, you find for a moment all sorts of weird snatches of voices. Like there was the one young voice saying, "Come play with us," and another one going, "Are you lonely?" and another one saying, "Be with us forever." And it's this scramble of different voices all calling out to you in your head. But as you sort of, for a moment, start to see red, you're able to shake yourself out of it and be unaffected.
Uncle?
I don't think you recognize any of the voices.
Oh, okay.
I mean, unless you want to recognize a random voice, like it wouldn't be anyone you recognize.
Yeah, it just reminded me of
Oh,
them.
sure, yeah. All right, so that is its turn for this go around. So, Flounce, it is your turn.
Okay. Let's see. Well, my best thing is to hop up to it and poke it with a stick.
Yeah, seems like reasonable. Yeah.
I kind of want to be like on the wall so that everybody else can have line of sight on it. But yeah, let's see if I can poke this with a sword. And that is an 18 to hit.
And 18 hits.
For 12 points of damage.
All right.
And bonus action, I'm going to invoke my Frost Rune.
Okay.
So that if it tries to grapple me, I can have advantage.
Nice.
Good idea. That looks like a grapple-y thing there.
Yeah. That's good instincts there.
Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not an advantage. I have +2.
Okay.
To all of my ability to strength and constitution ability checks. So, flick, stab at it, flick an earring. All right, let's go.
Roll 20 keeps doing weird mouse behavior. Like, I'll grab a thing and it won't let me drag, but then it's... Anyway, don't worry about it. Okay, that's Flounce's turn. Dianok, it's your turn.
Okay, gonna... Oh. Gonna just... Yeah, hideous laughter it. Just, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Okay.
And it's wisdom save.
All right. Okay.
Oh, I do not want to hear that thing laughing. No.
Yeah.
No.
That's a charm effect, correct?
I
believe it is.
How do you tell?
It should say on the. I can.
Says
look
it it doesn't say charm. Just fall prone, becoming incapacitated, and unable to stand up for the duration.
It's an enchantment school spell, but it does not say it's charmed.
Yeah.
Damage effect. That's
Prone.
weird. Like I will go with it not being charmed because it doesn't say that it is, but that seems weird to me. It seems like it should be a charm, but regardless, it's going to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
I will roll with it not being charm effect because it's immune to charm, but that seems weird, that it's not. And have it. It gets a 13.
That is the DC.
Okay, it just saves then, alas. All right.
That just doesn't seem to work. And I'm gonna move back a bit because grasping hands.
Okay, Canthan, it is your turn.
I'm gonna step up in front of Kiana, and take first I'm going to take a bonus action for a second wind because I'm hurt and I could definitely use those points.
How down are you?
I was down by 10 points.
Oh, yeah. I need to better communicate with you about that. I could have spent kill wounds on you.
It's fine. And I'm going to attack it with the halberd. That's a 7. That's not going to hit. And
No.
you know what? I'm going to use my action surge and hit it again.
All right. Action
14.
surge. 14 does hit.
All right. 10 points of slashing damage.
All right.
Because I want to put this thing down as fast as possible.
Don't blame you. Yeah, so it's you slash at it and you sever a couple of the limbs from the overall structure, and it's kind of all just writhing around. And I think that as you get close to it, you're starting to hear the little voices psychically in your head too. Come play with us. No.
Here's my toy.
Yeah. Xenophon, your turn.
Okay, Xenophon's going to move to here. Let's move to here. I'm going to. You are made of many hands, but you're still ugly. I cannot stand, and vicious mockery.
Okay.
Our bard is a rapper. Just figured that out.
So wisdom saving throw on the creep.
4.
So it failed. So it gets. Let's see. So it takes 1 point of damage, but it's disadvantage on this next attack roll.
Okay.
And I will bardically inspire Flounce. Flounce, go forth and smash this thing. You are inspired. Do your thing.
Nice. Hot
All right. So Kiana's not technically on the initiative tracker, but what she does at this point is drop her knife and then run over to the corner and just kind of curl into a little ball crying.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
Axel, you're up again.
Alrighty. Let's see here. I will do Mind Sliver.
Okay.
It has to make a DC 13 intelligence check.
Mind sliver. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a bard. I'm going to do this whole campaign.
It gets a
That's
14.
all right.
Oh, that
Damn.
just beats it.
So that's a cantrip, right? So
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Are you staying where you are?
Yep.
All right. It is the Soul Shaker's turn now, and it is in fact going to try to attack. It's going for Flounce, who's closest. It's going to make its it's got it's going to try its crushing grasp on you, Flounce, and even with disadvantage, it gets an 18.
Dang it.
Yep, that
I
works.
tried.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine if it wasn't a crit.
Yeah. So you're going to take 8 bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled. And then as it wraps all of these arms around you, you feel it drawing your life force out of you.
Okay.
And it doesn't want to.
So I don't get an opportunity. So I don't get a chance to save.
You do if you let me finish a sentence. Thank you, though.
Okay, I apologize.
That's all right. So make a Constitution saving throw. I was just looking it up because I had clicked on it, but it didn't like pop up in the chat log, so I was not sure what was.
Okay, so that is going to be a 19.
Okay, so you save, and you feel it sort of trying to draw your life force out of you, but you're sort of able to like wrestle around in its grasp enough not to escape the grapple, but that you interfere with it, attempting to consume your vitality. But it does still have you grappled. It is now your turn, though.
Okay, so I'm going to escape the grapple.
Yeah, go ahead and make your acrobatics or athletics check.
Okay. Athletics is definitely better.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 23.
Yes, you are able to break free of its grasp. But
Okay.
that was your action.
Okay, I'm going to action surge
Mm-hmm.
and throw a chromatic orb at it.
Okay.
So once again with the flicking of the earring,
Mm-hmm.
and let's see if this will roll. What kind of damage do I want it to do?
Fire! Burn it! Burn it!
All right. Can't that says fire? We'll go with fire. That is a 13 to hit.
A 13 just hits.
Okay, so that is 3d8 for damage.
Nice. Roll good.
Burn, baby, burn.
Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, okay, roll. And that is a 23.
Wow, that is
Wow.
so. That's only one
Oh,
shy
wow.
of full
Max damage.
damage.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, 887. Whew. Yeah. So yeah, your chromatic orb. You send out this orb of fire that just embroils it, and you see all the hands like flailing out in pain and like spasming as it's burning. It's still got some fight in it, but that was pretty tough hit.
Yeah. I know I'm fluffy, but you have to ask first.
Consent is important.
Very nice. All right, are you staying where you are?
Yeah, because I don't want to risk a opportunity attack.
Okay.
Now we're listening.
Xenophon, or excuse me, Dianok, your turn.
Oh, I could have done a rabbit hop.
I mean,
Never
if you
mind.
want, if you want to have, you could.
Yeah, let me rabbit hop
All right.
back towards Xenophon real quick.
Okay.
So, acid splash.
All right. What's the range of acid splash? Oh, that's one of the weird ones.
60 feet.
Okay. I always get that one confused with poison spray. Oh, so right, dexterity
Yeah,
save.
that's-
It fails with a 7.
Another 1 damage.
Oh wow.
It's more like a bleach splash.
Vinegar splash.
Well, it definitely won't feel good on the burns.
It's going to stain those farmers' clothes.
Do the
So
arms
like
actually
it
have
it only
arms
hits one finger on this thing, but boy, that one finger.
Oh.
Really,
best-
Hangnail takes out the whole thing.
Yeah. All right, Kenthan, your turn.
All right, gonna hit it with my halberd again.
Mm-hmm.
21.
There you go.
8 slashing damage.
You're getting the rolls when you need them now.
Yeah.
I had to save them when they.
You didn't know
really
that you were
counted.
just weak against coyotes, but strong against undead arm things. All right, you staying right there?
I'm staying right there. Yeah.
Okay, Xenophon.
All right, Xenophon's going to move to here, and then he's going to cast Thunder Wave on this thing. So
Okay.
he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. It gets a 17.
Okay, so it made the throw, so it only takes half the damage of this. So it takes only 4 damage
All right.
and is not pushed.
Right, but the shockwave forms out, and you see that a couple of the arms are sort of smacked backwards against the rock, breaking the bones in that arm or whatever. But the whole thing manages to stay in place with the other arms grabbing the rock around it. Okay, Axel.
I will try another Mind Spike.
Okay,
Mind
Intelligence
spike or
saving.
mind sliver?
Mind Sliver, sorry. Intelligence 13.
10.
Nice. So it will take 2 points of psychic damage, and it will have to take a -3 on its on a saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn.
Okay. Well, the first thing though that it's going to do is it's going to try to clamber forward with startling speed, and it's going to try to grab at Kanthan with its
Okay.
crushing grasp, but it only gets a 12, which I don't think hits you.
That's not good enough. No.
Yeah.
I sweep its arms out of the way with the shaft of my halberd.
So that is its turn. Flounce, it is your turn.
Hey. Let's see.
Yeah, that's the downside of you having like hopped backwards.
Yeah. Well,
Plenty of room on my right.
yeah.
I think from there's a little bit of the cave wall there. It would have half cover from that spot,
Right.
which is a +2 to its AC.
Right.
Or you could go back where you were.
Well, Canthan's kind of there.
No.
No, Xenophon moved into the spot where Flounce was.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yeah.
Flunce was over here.
Okay, no, that's fine. I'll come over here behind Canthan and try and poke it with my stick
Okay.
through the half cover.
Yeah.
All right. So
I think you still need to be in this square, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and that is no way gonna do it.
Yeah,
at 7.
unfortunately, yeah, you just can't quite find the right angle to get around the wall of the cave there.
Right.
All right, Dianok.
All right.
I'm gonna throw more acid at it.
All right. Dexterity save.
Come on.
-3 from the Mind Sliver. And so that'll make it a -1. So the -3 didn't make a huge difference, but it definitely fails.
That is 6 damage.
Wow, that's a little better.
Yay!
That's a little better.
It's looking pretty rough at this point. And I think all of you are hearing in your head this calamitous collection of voices that are all like begging you to here. Hang on, let me find the other. Yeah, you're hearing like a strange amalgam of different thoughts, and some of them. In addition to the like, come be with us forever, join us. But then some of them are also starting to say, help me. That makes it your turn again, Canthan. It's looking pretty rough.
Best thing I can help you with is sending you to the hereafter.
Mm.
Oh, natural 1.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, I tried choking up on that halberd and switching the grip, and I just could not get it maneuvered.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it's constantly changing shape with all these writhing arms too. All right, Xenophon.
All right, I'm gonna try thunder waving it again, shouting at it, and makes another Constitution saving throw.
16.
That made it, so it's only half damage. So it is only
Did it
6 damage.
Well,
5 damage.
5. Yeah.
5 damage.
It's looking really rough, but it's not done yet.
Not done yet. Finish this thing.
Exel.
Alrighty. I will use Chill Touch. 18.
18 will hit.
And I will declare it as my favored foe. So that will be 1d8 plus a d4.
Can you afford that?
So, yeah. So that's 9 points, and it'll have disadvantage if it tries to attack me.
Well, so here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
It is resistant to necrotic, being an undead creature itself. So it will take half of that, which is 4. But 4 is exactly how many hit points it had remaining. So you see this rot forming in like the central cluster of this collection of arms, and you see it struggling, and some of the arms even kind of turning inward, almost like trying to hold itself together. But overall, it just can't. And it falls into pieces. And someone roll a 1d4 for me.
Alrighty. I got you. That'd be 3.
Okay. And so as it falls entirely apart, what is left behind is 8 crawling claws.
fun.
This is not even my final form.
Oh dear gosh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
hang on.
of
premature
course it's
celebration.
not done. It's just one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Hang on, I have to copy and paste these. Yeah, the Roll20 is getting a little slow for me now, but
So do these like crawl out of it?
well, yeah, like basically it falls apart into pieces.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm back here because that just looks messy.
Mm-hmm. So go ahead, and so it falls apart into pieces, and I rolled initiative for the crawling claws separately. So and they're higher up. It's high, but we just started the new round, so they actually won't go again until everyone else goes. So so yes, you managed to decay the central core that was holding it all together, but now there's just a bunch of individual undead hands. So Flounce, your turn.
Ew! Not this again.
This again.
That Thunderwave would be coming real handy about now.
Can you
Yeah,
do another one?
hold on.
I
how
can
hard
I
is
can
it
I
go?
can upcast it as a second level spell. So I think that's my plan when it
Yeah.
comes to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Just
all
wave
I
at
got-
these things.
All I got really is poking it with a stick. So let's poke it with a long sword. And that is
good.
overkill at a 24.
Yeah.
And
The best
more
kill is
overkill
overkill.
at 7 points of damage.
Yeah, you killed that one real good.
Yeah.
Well done. All right. Anything else from you?
No,
Okay.
not. Well, no, it's fine.
In the
Actually-
chat, we've got Trivity Mats with you disarmed the construct.
And now we're paying the price.
Yes.
Well, it had to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dynok's turn.
Okay, since I can only get 2, I'm going to go for these 2
All right.
with Acid Splash.
A little splash of acid.
Mm-hmm.
And Dex save for them.
Yep, I'm rolling those.
Yep.
All right, a 12 and a 7, respectively.
Both are failed. Both take 5.
All right, those two
Oh,
are
God.
disintegrated, dissolved by the acid.
Finally doing something.
Yeah. All right, Kenthan.
I'm gonna drop my halberd and pick up the take up my 2 hand axes,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna get out of the way of Xenophon's Thunderwave.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I'm
probably
gonna
a
head
good.
over here,
That's a good
and
plan.
I'm gonna attack the one that's directly to my east there first. It's an 18.
That'll hit.
Hits 7 damage. And
Okay.
as a bonus action, I will attack another one. I got another 18,
Yeah.
Chop chop. You are the chef.
but I only did one point of damage.
Oh, okay, so yeah, 1 point is not enough to finish it off. You cut off its pinky finger, and then it kind of rolls onto its back with a one of these with the raised middle finger that's remaining. All right, that's Kanthan. It is now your turn, Xenophon.
Okay, yeah, I'll face these 4, and I will thunder wave them at second level.
All
So
right.
they got to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
I'll wager even minimum damage if they save is. still
I'm
gonna-
thinking probably yeah, but just go ahead and roll damage.
I will roll damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so damage is
Yeah,
13
yeah.
or 6
Yeah.
if they fail.
So I think that like the ones that manage to sort of hold on to something enough to not get thrown are still just blasted apart by the shockwave, and the others are smashed against the wall, and they
Angry
are
Bard.
yeah,
Turned into
they are
jelly.
dispatched. And you have succeeded in defeating the Soul Shaker.
Dun, dun, dun.
What condition is
Kiana.
Kiana?
She had been kind of curled into a ball, crying. And then as you defeated the Soul Shaker, she just kind of sags and looks limp.
Go over and just.
We need to get her back to her,
Fine.
her family.
Yeah.
She is breathing, but she's unconscious. Would someone like to try to make a medicine check?
Sure.
I've got skill in it, so
I will assist you.
14.
So okay, with a 14, you can actually roll again if you want, just because you're being
22.
assisted. 22, yeah. So you think that she does not look physically injured. However, it's obvious that she is looks like she's been extremely sleep deprived and under extreme stress recently. You think she is just completely, utterly exhausted. She doesn't look like it's anything but sleep, but it is desperately needed sleep.
Okay, well let's get her out of here.
Before we go, I'd like to check around and see if there's any items for the people who have been killed and obviously used for this thing.
Yeah.
Take back to their families.
I mean, it's a massacre down here. It's a mess, right? It's just bodies everywhere. I think if you want to go ahead and make an investigation check, you can.
I'll help.
Yeah. Remember, I have those rings I found upstairs.
Yeah. Are there more than because there's 13 of those?
There's 13 rings.
Well, I mean, not everyone would necessarily have a ring, right? You know,
Yeah.
so, but I think
That's 7.
Yeah. So I think you start looking, kind of poking around a little bit, and then just kind of say, there's not going to be anything. This is just bodies down here. There's not going to be anything worth finding.
So I'm going to take her in a fireman's carry. Put my weapons away, and then take her in a fireman's carry.
Yeah.
And carry her to the ladder.
Okay.
And let's go. I'll head up. I'll head back to the ladder and I'll go up first. So if you can hand her up, I'll pull her up.
Yep.
All right. So you all make your way back up, and as you're climbing back up to the first floor, you're hearing voices from the living room talking to each other about here, no, try to roll over here. Maybe I can get the.
I think our farmers are
Yeah.
back.
So as you check on them, sure enough, their eyes are no longer clouded with red, and they look up at you and they're saying, "Oh my God, did you save us? Thank you so much."
Yeah, let's get these ropes off you.
Yeah.
I only remember just little bits and pieces of the last few days. I mean, we were getting ready to travel to Promise for the festival.
Yeah, this is...
Kiana was acting strange. Is she okay? Where is she?
She's unconscious, but she's alive.
Oh, thank God.
I'm gonna put her in the bedroom.
Thank the Covenant. Yes.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna start rigging up a stretcher
Okay.
to carry her on.
Sure. Okay, just go ahead and put her token on there for now. I'll suffice to say, there's no more combat
Right.
you're victorious. But yeah. So the farmers tell you that Kiana had started behaving kind of strangely at first, just kind of talking about dreams, but then growing increasingly convinced that her dead friend was speaking to her. And basically they are kind of in the same boat where they don't have much, but one of them says, they actually whisper to each other, and then they say, we actually, we have, as the pact, we have a magic item that I think it makes only sense that we should give it to you. It's called a Heward's handy haversack. It has special pockets, can hold lots more than it seems like it should. We want you to have it for saving us.
Thank you.
I don't think we can really say no for that.
Yeah. So they go to a nearby shed. They're on the pact, and they pull out this thing that looks basically like a fancy JanSport that's got a whole bunch of different little pockets on it. Heward's handy haversack is a magic item in D&D and Beyond. Who takes it?
Flounce will.
Yeah, let's let the small rich bunny take it.
Do you check inside it, or?
Yeah.
You reach your hand in the pocket and feel a hand grab yours, and you pull it out. There's a crawling claw in it. Ah!
I'm gonna throw it away.
What, the hand or the bag?
The hand.
Okay.
The hand.
Yeah.
You
Between
jumping
all
up
of
and
you,
down
you're
like-
able to deal with one crawling
No,
claw.
one
just
crawling
fine.
claw
Yeah.
is not going to kill us all.
Actually, I imagine Flounce, it grabs, she just kind of flings it to the side, and it just smashes against a wall.
Yeah.
Just
And I think by this time, as you're hearing from the farmers, Lady Dre and Proclaimer Ward have gotten the wagon out of the hole and made it up to around the farms. And they were kind of looking like, when you came out, they were kind of in the center trying to decide what to do next. And so you tell them what's going on. And Proclaimer Ward listens to you kind of explain everything that happened, and says there's no question that this is worthy of a song, but I might have to do a little bit more speaking to these farmers to understand and reflect it accurately in the verse. But you have clearly done a great service for God's breath and for these people here, and I think it is only right that that be noted in the song of our land and our people.
We are honored.
Very honored to be part of the history of your people and your land.
Lady Dre is maybe just a teensy bit dismayed that it seems like her whole original arrangement that she was going to get the best of the harvest from the people on this pact is not proving to have been a great business investment. But she is nonetheless glad that whatever the evil thing is has been dispatched and that you saved people, and she was glad she was able to be a part of that, even if she is ultimately losing money on the original venture.
And when you make your song, the name of our group is the Order of the Golden Prawn.
The Order of the Golden Prawn?
The older of the golden prawn.
Love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
To make his job just as hard as we can.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Oh, come on. There's plenty of things that rhyme with prawn.
Prawn's not so bad.
prawn. I mean,
Hey, it could have been Prawn Stars.
Yeah.
I am happy it's golden prawn.
So I think Proclaimer Ward decides that they're going to stay back and with the farmers and help them kind of try to recover what they can and figure out what's next and try to sort through and figure out who's dead and may need to be, buried.
Yeah.
all of
Speaking
that.
of which, I'm going to return the rings to the Proclaimer to give to the families, heirs, etc. The farmers may know who these belong to, but it's not right for us to loot the
Profit
dead
off of
here.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Proclaimer Ward nods with respect and says, "Thank you. That's very honorable." As you're kind of dealing with all of this, after about an hour has gone by, Kiana kind of wakes up, and she's very confused. She's, what's happening? Who are all you people? What's going on?
There was
You-
a terrible magical accident.
And you were caught in the center of it. But things are better now. It has been the situation has been resolved.
A dream. I thought it felt like a nightmare. I had a friend when I was little that drowned in a lake, and I felt like I should have been able to save him, and then when I started hearing his voice from under the ground, and I thought it might be like the gods giving me a chance to make amends or to help him after all this time or something, but then there's just hands and words and she started to hyperventilate.
Yeah. Your Aunt Jelly has asked us to bring you to
back.
her. Would you like to go? Would you like to go see her?
She nods and hugs you and says, "Please, just take me home."
Okay.
And we'll do that very thing.
All right. So, as mentioned, Proclaimer Ward stays behind with the farmers. Lady Dre, in her wagon, takes you back to Promise, and Aunt Deli is overjoyed that you've helped Kiana, and just looks to all of you and just says, you've more than earned this gold. Thank you so much. What a horrific evil has been defeated today, and I just thank you for saving my goddaughter. And it's obvious that she's got a lot still to process after all of this, and I'll have to do my best to try to help her through that. But without, who knows how much worse it could have been without your help. And she confirms that the 4 farmers that had been restrained after the attack in Promise all, they knew that you must have done something because they all recovered simultaneously. When you figure it out, it was at the time that you had defeated the Soul Shaker. And so you are rewarded with the promised gold. So that's 200 gold total. For that job, and she offers and says, and of course, anytime you want to go out on a skim boat on the water, I'd be happy to take you out.
Well, I would like to buy a few pounds of prawns.
All right, prawns.
Before we
Yeah.
buy the prawns, I would like to get one of those little figures of everybody.
Oh, yeah, the
everybody.
little dolls? Yeah. Oh, that's great. I love that. And in fact, actually, you know what? As soon as you mention that, Aunt Deli insists on having a set made for all of you, and has a duplicate set made to be in like a little to keep in their house.
Aw.
Oh, we're not part of their world.
Yay.
And so we'll assume that you do manage to get some prawns, but to just go ahead and kind of put a button on our adventure this evening, by the time you've collected a bunch of prawns and you find yourself returning to the Concord Gem to travel back to the Radiant Citadel, as you arrive there and you're getting off and getting ready to go back to deliver the prawns, the crawfish, excuse me. There's a messenger that sees you arrive, and just walks up and has a folded piece of paper for whoever wants
Xenophon
to
will take it.
I got my hands full of buckets of prawns.
Yeah. Xenophon, you open the message. The messenger walks away as soon as you take the paper, and it is an invitation to meet with the speakers for the ancestors at the Radiant Citadel for possible inclusion in the Shield Bearers.
The speakers want to talk to us.
Well, I mean,
Does
we
it
got
say-
we got to deliver these prawns first.
We had to deliver the
Yeah.
prawns first. First
Yeah.
the seafood, then the meeting. No our
First,
priorities.
first
Well, I mean,
delivery, then a nap.
Bureaucracy. Who knows how long it's going to take? We gotta make sure this is.
Yes.
there first.
Here's the thing though that I think occurs to you only after a moment of discussion.
Mhm.
That piece of paper already says Order of the Golden Prawn on it.
That's scary.
That's awesome.
Scary.
That's awesome.
And I think that's where we will finish our session for tonight. That is the completion of the level 3 adventure Written in Blood as part of the Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel. And I think our plan, just for those watching the stream, is that for a couple of weeks, for the next couple of weeks, we're actually going to be playing around with the Spelljammers adventures, just to kind of try that out too. And we will quite possibly be back to Radiant Citadel or doing more Spelljammers, depending on kind of how we feel about it when we've tried both. So,
So, 2 questions.
yes.
Do we level up?
Oh, yes. Well, let
And-
me confirm that. I believe so, yeah, but let me just double check.
And how much money can we make from delivering the prawns?
Oh, well, let's figure out how. So it was 1 gold per pound
Pound.
of
And
of crawfish.
And
I
yeah,
keep saying
crawfish.
prawns, but yeah,
Well, I'm
they're
calling them
not
prawns
dissimilar, but yeah,
because well, they'd be called prawns in Australia. So
sure.
um,
In any case,
yeah.
so let's
I-
figure it out. Well, like, how many pounds do you think you're managing to carry?
Well, I figure. Well, okay, the buckets are 3-gallon buckets,
Mhm.
and I figure with 2 gallons of prawns and 1 gallon of ice, they arrive quite nicely. So a gallon of prawns is going to be around 7 pounds. So 4 times 7 would be 28 pounds of crawfish
All right,
that I'd be able to deliver because I thought ahead.
all right, nice. Yeah, so I think that sounds fair. And so,
And I would, Dianoc would propose that since Canthan is carrying these, basically the rounding of dividing it by 5, but go to him,
Well, wait a minute.
No.
or at least we get
I
him.
did.
He
I
bought the buckets.
bought the buckets. I carried. I
Yeah.
got the. I don't see why I should share any of this.
Yeah, this is his
Yeah.
venture.
He did
Yeah.
do the work. I
Okay.
think he's.
Okay.
I think he gets the
That's
profit.
I
mean, you
I
all
didn't-
have 200 gold worth to split
Yeah,
amongst
yeah,
you
yeah.
for,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
rest
I
of it.
haven't.
I
haven't.
I
spent
assumed
any.
that it was going to be split by default. That's why I said
Yeah,
that.
Oh,
so
no.
that's fair.
You're fine.
But yeah, no, I
With it
think
not
it
being
is
split,
entirely
then,
fitting that,
It's up to Canthan.
yeah,
Yeah.
in any
So-
case.
I'll take my 40 gold and be happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and of course,
armor
as a
is
group, you also.
expensive,
yeah.
dudes. Armor is expensive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, and for that matter, you also have a hero's handy haversack now too, which is,
Yep.
you know, it is a little different than a bag of holding, but it's useful in many of the same ways.
All right.
But yeah, so we'll leave it there, and we'll be back next week for more adventure on so many levels, and we will do a little bit of playing around with Spelljammer.
In space.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good
All right.